All right, hello everyone, and now welcome to the third game in this series. I don't believe this is actually game 3. I'm trying to pick up the middle of the series. If you guys want to watch these games live, make sure to follow me on Facebook. I do occasionally co-cast with Yegwin in the middle of the day. That forces me to work late sometimes, but then again, being able to co-cast live show matches always so entertaining, as this is really part of a best of 9 series between Goody and Snute. Let's go ahead and swap the locations. Goody of the name tiles, as Goody has spawned as the red Terran on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Liquid Snute spawning as the blue Zerg. Zerg versus Terran in this matchup. And we'll see what will happen here on Neo Planet S. This is one of the maps that has made it to the BattleNet Ladder map pool. Originally a Kespa map, and is there gold mineral patches in the center? Yes, there are. So one of those situations where if you do not have air, you may not actually look and try and scout out these locations. If you don't scout out the center, then your opponent may get a very strong economic advantage over you, which is a bit of a problem if they can mine there for, say, 3 to 5 minutes unhindered. So far, Snute has gone for a hatchery first. 15 hatchery. Should be followed up with a spawning pool and perhaps an extractor, as I cannot imagine Liquid Snute trying to be an aggressive Zerg player by taking 3 bases before placing down a spawning pool. Now, coming in from Goody, we can see that Goody is going for that early Reaper once more. Orbital Command already being added, Supply Depot being added as well. And what is that follow-up play going to be? So far, we don't know any of the real strategies yet. We could be seeing a factory for a Widow Mine, or perhaps we will see a second barracks like we saw in the first game of this series. Reaper already on the move. Where will it be traveling to? We can see a reactor now down, double training Marines most likely, as we see the refinery no longer harvesting any gas whatsoever. Reaper going to make its way down and take a look at the natural. Not going to be able to do all too much. Comes inside here. Gonna take a look around. Realizes I can't do anything. I don't got those nifty D8 charges any longer. Might as well just do some damage to what I can, as the Reaper needs to at least get 100 resources, or at least 50 resources killed. If he can't even do that, then that Reaper has not paid for itself at all. Reaper doing a bit of a dance between these two armies. Now jumping up straight into these Zerglings. Oh, wow. Barely able to dodge. Reaper down to 5 hit points. And now sitting outside the base, will be able to regenerate some more hit points. Second command center now coming in, as Goody looks to expand inside his base and then lift off and land. This Reaper has to be careful. The Queen does outrange it, even though the Reaper does have those combat drugs in order to heal himself in the middle of the field. That does mean that he's dealing a lot less damage, more of an early scouting unit than anything else, with the faster movement speed and the jetpack. Alright, in comes the Zerglings once more. Not quite sure why the Reaper didn't jump from this location. Perhaps that is untraversable terrain. Reaper now down to 30 over 60 hit points, will regenerate slowly, as we are now getting up to 2 bases for Goody. Tech Lab now coming in, 17 over 24 from Goody. Snute sitting at 45 over 52. And what is Snute's follow-up play going to be? You can see the Roach Warren already down, and with that Roach Warren down, we could have Ventral Sacks and a Doom Drop coming in. Roach is very effective at taking down a early fortified Terran position, as long as they don't take too much splash damage from early siege tanks. Ventral Sacks and Overlords definitely help that out in the long run, and we'll see if that will be the case, as Pneumatized Carapace should be following shortly after we are at tier 2. So are we going to be seeing Ventral Sacks, or are we going to be seeing a different strategy come in from Goody? Goody currently being blocked by an Overlord, unable to land this orbital command because of that creep, as we now see more and more roaches being added to the field. Glial reconstitution, 24, 25 over 110. More roaches still being added. More, oh, no, what is that? I believe that was an early Reaper, depending on that puff of smoke that was destroyed, as Snute now has a 20 supply advantage and is looking to hop, skip, and a jump over here to Goody. The problem will be that Goody, if he does scout, will immediately lose 1, if not 2 Zerglings, as there are siege tanks in position. Alright, Zergling looking to just dance around here. Let's see what will be happening next. There is a Viking taking to the skies, a 3rd siege tank coming in, and with 3 siege tanks on this front door, you would normally think that Goody is rather safe. 20 supply, he's working behind. He's working behind by 20 supply, but he is making that gap closer and closer as he is building 2 additional factories in order to help him out with overall production. Zerglings now destroyed. Roaches quickly spot those Zerglings getting killed by those siege tanks and says to himself, alright, I can't have anything to do with that. Let me just get out of the way. Alright, 1 roach quickly shot down. 100 resources gone. And Goody may even consider getting another siege tank here to help protect that low ground barracks. Mass Marines, siege tanks, SCVs still wandering around. Overlord now about to push out. We can see 3 bases to 2 bases right now, as Snute is halfway done with his 3rd base. Terran vehicle upgrades already coming online. That means that the siege tanks will be able to one-shot a Zergling, even if those Zerglings have the precious armor upgrades, which most Zerg players go for, except for Snute right now, apparently. Roaches separated from the rest of the pack, now moving out. You can see movement speed of 3, how quickly those roaches are already moving out. And what will they be doing possibly next? We could have a drop. There is 1 Viking right there, keeping track of all the units, as the Overlord may get in trouble. Overlord already down to 144 hit points. Is Snute going to see last of what he needs to see here in just a second? And is he going to be happy with what he sees? 2 more shots, 1 more shot. There it goes. Oh, what is this though? Snute now coming back in over the top. And with this, he has a whole bunch of units. The Viking now looking to try and shoot this down. He needs to shoot down Overlords. Siege tanks perhaps should get out of siege mode. And no, it is not happening. Siege tanks now need to engage against other roaches. And with so much splash damage being dealt, I don't know if Goody has enough to finish this off. Roaches are in the base, and there's 3 quick losses by Goody. Liquid Snute able to take them all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.